Welcome, I'm Robin, and today I'm showing you 3 easy spring DIY decor ideas. Let's go to the craft room, y'all. Okay, the first DIY is this little wood caddy that I picked up at a thrift store, and I'm going to give it a fresh new look. So I start by cleaning it really well with just a damp cloth, just getting off all the dust, dirt, and grime, giving it a really good cleaning. I think I only paid a couple of bucks for this piece. It was really solid, good condition. Like I said, it was just a little grimy. So to get off some of the other crud, I took not my grinder, my sander, and I'm just giving it a good light sand all over and then wiping off all the dust. Y'all, I apologize if you hear my heater running in the background. It is cold here. I'm not going to turn the heat off. But anyway, so I'm going in with my plaster chalk paint and I'm giving the whole thing just a distress coat. Not going for full coverage. We're just going for that distress look that y'all know I love. And I'm hitting all the sides, front, back, and even the bottom and the inside. And dry brushing is a personal preference. You don't have to do it. You can go as light as you want to, as heavy as you want to. In some places, I got a little heavier than others, and that's okay because we're not done with it. I will go in and sand it again once the paint is dried, and that will distress it even more. So you do you and distress it however you like or not. This would look great painted a solid color. I just had a vision in mind for this when I started out. I wanted to show you guys the Chalk Couture transfer of the month for February, which is Take the Long Way Home. And you've got still just a couple of days to get in on an incredible deal. When you sign up for our subscription service, you will get 5 free transfers with your first subscription. Link will be in the description box. So what I'm doing here is applying one of our mini transfers, and they do come in a set of 12, and I'm just using my black velvet paste and just lightly going over. Once I had my paste applied, then the only thing left to do was my favorite part, which is to peel the transfer off when it's wet and see all those crisp, clean lines. If you're new, my name is Robin, and on this channel, I like to do DIY crafts, decor, especially farmhouse, and thrift flips. So if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you join the family. We are growing by leaps and bounds. And I do have a goal to reach 2,000 subscribers by my 1 year anniversary in April. And I would love to have y'all. All right, so this is what this piece ended up looking like. I absolutely love it, guys. Love the way it turned out. Okay, so today's video is part of the What Would You Make challenge hosted by Zaina at OK at Home DIY and Connie from Connie's Creative Creations with special guest host Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. There will be a playlist link in the description box, as well as all the hosts and the guest hosts links to their channels. So be sure to check it out. This is a really great playlist this time, guys. And it's all dealing with wood. So I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree wood ish hello signs. And I'm giving it one coat front, back, nooks, and crannies with my Valspar Rosy Hue paint. Now, I didn't paint the L's because I have a special plan for that, which you'll see in a minute. Since I don't have time to wait for paint to dry, I just used my heat tool, gave it a quick once over, and poof, it was dry. This thing is also good for removing those stubborn Dollar Tree labels, y'all. I don't know what I'd do without it. But here for the two L's, I cut a piece of that pretty scrapbook paper that I used in last week's video. And I'm attaching it using my favorite way to attach scrapbook paper, which is a glue stick. Never a problem, no bubbles, no wrinkles, no nothing. Now, before you sand off the edges of the paper, you have to make sure that your glue is dry, that the paper is dry. If you try to do it while it's still wet, you're going to have a hot mess and rip your paper, and nobody wants that. So I'm just using my sanding sponge and a piece of sandpaper, and I did get all of the excess paper off and had some really clean lines. Then I just went over the entire piece with my fine grit sandpaper, distressing it very little, if you can believe that. Yeah. Next, I made a simple bow by cutting off a small piece of Dollar Tree ribbon, gluing the ends together and making a circle, and then just scrunching it in the middle and tying it off with a piece of jute. I then attach it to the top of my H using some hot glue. I was going to leave it just like it is with just the bow and the scrapbook paper over the two L's, but I thought it was a little boring. So as you see there to the right, I have some little blue flowers. And what I decided to do was just take off some of them off the stem and hot glue them to the H, the E, and the O. I just thought it needed a little something. It looked a little bare. So for the centers of my flowers, I'm taking a piece of jute and I am just tying it in 3 or 4 knots. And then I cut off the excess jute, hot glue it to the center of each flower, and I think it's really cute to make the center of a flower. And it ties in with the bow. And there it is. Simple, but yet very pretty, I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. DIY number 3 are these wood carrots. I'm using 2 hearts from the Dollar Tree, and I covered up the holes with some lightweight spackle. And I found this small spindle in my stash, and I paint all 3 pieces with the pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly. Once that's dry, I go in with a baby wipe and some antique wax because, we got to dirty these up, grunge them up, make them really, really rustic. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just dabbing it on wherever I kind of think it needs it, to make it, well, grungy. I don't know, lack of a better word. So I just go all over it, dabbing it on, letting it set a second or two, and then kind of wiping it off. And I just repeat this process until it looks good to me. For the tops of my carrots, I had this greenery laying around. So I'm cutting it off in just different heights, different lengths, and hot gluing it to the top of each carrot. All right, y'all, it's roll call time. Who is still here with me watching this awesome video? Leave me, let's see, what kind of emoji? Leave me a flower emoji in the comments, or if you don't have emojis, just type the word flower, and that lets me know that you hung in there with me. All right, these are how these carrots are turning out. I love these. I cut a couple of pieces of fabric that I had and tied around two of them, and then a piece of burlap around the other. And guys, look how rustic those carrots are. Can you get any more rustic farmhouse than that? Love those. The hello sign, very pretty. If you're not into the whole, distressing, really rustic, then this is something that you could do for your decor. And oh my goodness, the little caddy. I think that's my favorite. I really do. Y'all let me know which one is your favorite down in the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting me. I love each and every one of y'all, and I just can't express that enough. Every week, y'all show up, you show out. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're in the mood to watch more farmhouse videos, be sure to click on the one on your screen right now. And until next time, y'all go get your craft on. Bye.